Hello, everyone.
Hello, it's Stamp Day.
You goober.
I'm a goober.
I'm going to try to get this up here a little bit, and you can, well, wait till some people come in. It looks like you're in already. So, yes, please do. How is everyone?
Everybody doing okay out there?
Come on in. Say hello.
Say hello to her little friend.
We'll explain that in a minute. Let's see. Okay, I don't know what you did, but you just tagged me in my own live.
I don't know. I hit a button.
That's okay.
I gotta make sure I got Barb.
Yes. Okay, so I see William and Madison and Jean and Laura, and I see Karen. Doing fine. You are early tonight. Well, I'm not early. I'm just...
We're on time. You guys are late.
Yeah, there we go. Hi, Beth Ann. Hi, Sandra. So...
Beth Ann from Philly.
You never forget that. I don't know why you
I'm a Philly fan. Go Eagles, fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He is.
Hi, Karen.
I see Karen. Yep. I see her too. I'm not. There's Kristen Tatum.
Kristen Tatum.
Kristen Tatum. It's gonna be a week. We're gonna see each other. Kristen is a downline on my team, and we're getting ready for on stage. So she's gonna drive from Omaha here, and then we're gonna go up to Minneapolis the next day. Hi, Barb. Our Phillies are doing well, she said.
I know.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Kristen Wenzel. 2 more of the pearls. What's your little TY character? Well, I'll go ahead and start. This is the unicorn that
I was chasing.
Bill was chasing. So, on Wednesday nights, by the time Bill gets into town from his job, and a lot of times we just grab McDonald's quick. And I'm not a big McDonald's fan, quite honestly. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that, should I, on live? I hope I don't get in trouble. But I like to get the Happy Meal because that's about perfect for me. And so I always get the Happy Meal, and then I donate the toys to my friends. Is Gwen on?
I haven't seen her.
Sometimes I give them to Gwen. She's got grandchildren and stuff. However, this little gem just makes me so happy. It is a little TY unicorn. His name is Star the Unicorn. He's got a birthday of February 11th. Come close, I have a secret for you. I wish your dreams and wishes to come true. Isn't that cute? Isn't it cute? Okay, so it's kind of ugly, but it's cute too.
There's a lot of colors in there.
I know, and I was...
Bermuda Bay.
There we go. Bermuda Bay, gorgeous grape. We've got pineapple punch, flirty flamingo. This is tranquil tide, granny apple green. You're right about that. Is that Pacific Point? Kind of. Balmy blue. This is mint macaron here. Oh, I'm just telling you.
Boy, they all love him. He's adorable.
Isn't he cute? He's so cute. I wish my friend Andy was on to see him. Maybe I'll get another one.
Coastal Cabana.
Yeah, it's got Coastal Cabana. It's just so, it's so ugly. It's cute. But look at, they even got like scales and purpley scales and stuff on him. Oh, I just think he's cute. So anyway, Bill had wrote on one of my posts that he was chasing unicorns. Well, this is the unicorn I think he's been chasing. So,
Maybe.
for those of you who are stampers with Stampin' Up, you probably think in Stampin' Up! Colors. I am to a point now where I don't think in anything but Stampin' Up! Colors. So this is like Granny Apple Green. This is, it's not just black, it's basic black. This is Melon Mambo. I mean, if anything that I have, even if it's not, you know, here, what is that? That's kind of like the Pineapple Punch with maybe Lemon Lime Twist. I mean, anything becomes those colors. Can you guys understand that? And I want to make sure. Do you?
If I can understand it, anybody should be able to.
Yes. I want to make sure that someone else. Okay. So
let's get rolling.
We'll get rolling. We got announcements tonight. So I'm going to put Star off to the side because he's now my mascot. I think he's cute.
He's a pearl.
He's a pearl.
Honorary pearl.
Star's a pearl. Let me make sure the camera's straight before I get going. I think so. Am I kind of straight? Maybe it needs to be.
Stampin' Unicorn.
Stampin' Unicorn. There we go. For those of you who are my sideline and know Andy, yeah, you'll have to tell her I now have my own unicorn. Okay, so let's go on announcements. So guess what? There's some good news and there's some bad news. The good news is that there is a new product line that's being launched. I'll tell you about that. The bad news is Celebrations is over. The good news is Celebrations is over. It gets to be a little hectic. There's a lot of announcements. So let's just start with share my video for a chance to be entered to win into my weekly drawings. This is USA only, and I just have my website hooked on there. Let's go on to this new thing. So I did order the new Stampin' Storage. The Stampin' Storage, and there's a little picture here, so maybe I'll come up here. I don't know if this will show. Maybe I'll have to stand up a little bit. It holds the ink pads and then the coordinating markers for it, the Stampin' Write markers. It has a little empty container that you can put like the ribbons in, which is, mine's going to be here probably by Friday. And when it gets here, I will take a picture and post so you can all see how this works. And then it holds the Stampin' Blends too. It has a tray to hold your re-inkers, so you can hold each color family. You can do as many as you want. I had posted a video of this. Oh, when did I post the video, hun?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And so I just wanted to like show you guys this. You get a ink pad and marker tray. It's $14 for 5 of them, so you can customize them. You don't have to have all 10. You can do 5 if you want. You don't have to have them go all the way to the top. You can go double if you want. It has Stampin' storage trays. It has these open cubes. The storage topper, or you could just get a flat lid. So just so you guys know, I ordered a lot, but I think it's going to be so nice to have this organized and at my fingertips. So it will be right here. So hopefully next week you guys can see it before I go to on stage. This is something that is really awesome. We have been wanting some sort of an organization since they went from the old pads to the new pads. Here it is. So I'm excited. They also have the floral grid paper. Now, I've used the grid paper before. This one is the floral grid paper that you can get to, and it's just while supplies last. So that's the first announcement.
So you better order fast if it's
yeah, if you want it. It is this beautiful, it just has this this new logo that we have, this watercolor flower on it compared to our old grid paper. Grid paper is absolutely wonderful. And actually, let's see if I can pull this out here. So here's my grid paper. Yeah, here it is. It's okay, so you can see I use it. But when you're lining up stuff, it's very nice to have this underneath when you're lining up stuff. I did happen to get for Christmas this grid mat, which I like because it protects surfaces. I still, however, you guys, I have this so it folds out. So if I'm doing something, my old mat, then I can fold it up if I'm doing something like watercoloring or something that can kind of get kind of messy. So that's the grid paper. This one just has like a little floral design. Okay, also for grid paper, I do want to remind you guys for that Stamparatus. I have some of mine coming. I'm pretty stoked about that. This small grid paper that you can get to go with your Stamparatus, because having that to line up is awesome, especially when you're trying to get your images correct. Paper pumpkin, I've kind of gone through this several weeks in a row, so I'm just going to tell you that still active, except for we have got coming in the month of April, and you have until the 10th to sign up, till April 10th to get the April paper pumpkin, and it's going to be one of the distinctive stamp sets, so I'm pretty excited about that. You can still use the prepaid subscriptions if you want. However, you don't earn the celebrations now because celebrations is over. So I'm kind of glad I got in on that deal, because we're going to be using something from celebrations. I want you guys to remember too, even though celebrations is done, Piccadilly Perks is still going on. And what is Piccadilly Perks? Do you know what Piccadilly Perks is?
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
So it's a reward program through me, so you can earn free products of your choice for being a loyal customer to Piccadilly Stamping. So how it works is that every $35 purchase that you make via my host code, which I've got a new host code this week, or this month, you can earn a letter to the word Piccadilly. And so if you have a $70 purchase, you'd earn a P and an I. And this is going to be done through email confirmation. I have a tracking system for that. And after you get the whole word spelled out, you get a $25 shopping spree through me. And that is including the tax and shipping. I'll pay it all. So it'll be about a $35 value. So buy 10, get one free type of thing. This is just going to go until January 31st, 2020. I'm doing a year trial to see how it goes. And the only things that I don't include is like host sets and celebration products, because those are earned a whole different way. And then of course, I had another new Pearl sign up, so I wanted to just take a moment to welcome Angela Birch Lawrence. She signed up onto the Piccadilly team, and we are so glad to have her here. So thanks, Angie. We're having our first team meeting Monday at 7. It's via Facebook Live, so if you can attend, we would love to have you there. They're fun. Plus, I do little demonstrations. Being a part of my team, I do demonstrations for my team and show them some techniques too. So today we do have some techniques. And so let me get my stuff back out here and put that grid paper away. All right, let's get going to the first card. And this first one isn't really necessarily a technique, but I just wanted to show you some stuff because at celebrations we were able to earn some free product, and it's in our regular catalog currently. So it's not like, I mean, you can still get this product even though they don't have it for the celebration promotion. It was the delightfully detailed laser cut paper. Let me pull this out. So this is beautiful. Super, super beautiful. Okay. It's delightfully detailed laser cut paper. So they have the 12 by 12 pieces. Now, we're going to be using a piece off of this that's to make a card. You can, a lot of people will do these like for maybe wedding scrapbooks and type of things. I cut off a piece to make a card, and we're going to be using actually this piece, so I'm going to leave it out while I'm here. But look at it, has, you can cut these and make cards. You can frame a photo. I'm hoping this shows up well. Does it? It does. Does it? Okay. So, and here's one of the things that I like about it. I'm going to go back to that piece I've already pulled. Oh, plus there's border pieces. So if you want to add edging to like scrapbooks or cards. So one of the things I want to point out is on this side, this is our very vanilla. But if you flip it over, you've got Whisper White. So you can use either side, whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to leave that piece out. And there's, I think there's 3 of each type of sheets. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, because I... Is it?
Yeah, looking pretty cool.
It's actually fun, and so I was really glad that they put something on Celebrations, but that we can still get it. It's still in our annual catalog. It is product number 146907, if you're interested. So we're going to start off with that, and I want to bring in what else I'm going to be using. So this is the painted glass stamp set, and I actually got this free last year at On Stage when I went in April, and I'm going again this April, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's going to be a blast. I will take pictures and I will show you whatever they allow us to show you. But anyway, I love this with Deepest Sympathy, and so I'm going to show you how to make, I'm going to use, I got a couple of cards with this stamp set, but we'll see how time goes for us today. I wonder sometimes if I get too long-winded. I always want to explain things and teach, and sometimes maybe I should just hush. What do you think, Bill?
No, you're doing good.
No? Okay. So I've got a piece of Pool Party cardstock to make my base. And then I'm going to use this with Deepest Sympathy, and we're going to start by stamping that, and I'm just using some Tuxedo Black. And we'll ink that up. Is my hands in camera?
Seem to be.
Okay. I moved the camera thing after you told me that I was supposed to be over here by the X. And I thought, well, that's not my comfort zone for working. So I moved myself, and I wanted to make sure that I was still in camera range. Okay. So I'm going to need that later. So I'm going to go ahead and clean it off now. Want to know something weird? I have another one of these, and I can't seem to get myself to open it up and use it.
What? Oh.
One of these Stampin' chamois.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just keep...
Yeah, you just like to look at it all shiny in its container.
So I'm using the Storybook Label Punch to punch this out. It fits perfectly, I think, around here, and I think it gives that perfect look. Okay. One of the things that I really like about punches is just the ease of them. I'm going to use the leaf punch, and this is Garden Green, and I'm just going to punch out a leaf in Garden Green, and then this is Soft Seafoam, and I'll punch out a leaf in that. So easy to use. Okay, now leaves are not exactly, I always like to kind of bend them up a little bit because they're not just flat like a pancake. Okay, So I'm going to set this aside for now. So on the card that I had originally made, I had used this bottom corner. So these all match, and I love that about it. So I can come back and do it again. And let's see what I like. I'm trying to find on my piece here. I like that. Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna cut probably from here. So I want to get my paper snips, and I'm gonna cut from this piece. Any questions or anything, Bill?
No, they're loving the bunch.
Yeah, it's.
Beth Ann only has one side of her chamois stained.
Yeah, Beth Ann. Oh my gosh. I have just a little bit over there, but basically it's all on one side too. I don't know what my deal is. They works perfectly fine if you stain the whole thing up. But okay, so I'm going to cut that there, and then I'm going to cut right here at this corner. Now you can, let me get that right in the right spot first. Okay, that's the hardest part, I think, is to make these first cuts. This stuff is so delicate. Now, I am using the very vanilla side compared to the Whisper White. And this is like, I mean, you can get your fingers through this, so you want to be careful because it is delicate. And I'm going to move that for now. So I have my two cuts of where I'm wanting to go. So now I just have to, I'm sorry, Star, you have to move. I'm going to have to just find the places that I want to cut. And not everything in life is perfect, and neither are flowers, so don't feel weird if you cut them and it's maybe not perfectly round, because most people don't take the cards that you hand make for them and go, oh my gosh, she doesn't have an exact perfect cut right there. The point is that we're making a card for them. I debated whether to do, so here's the thing. I've had some requests for some cards. And do I want it to go this way and down? Well, let's work this way. I've had some requests for some cards and some techniques. One of my requests was sympathy. And so I had some sympathy. And one of them, if Karen Jones is here, you're going to be happy to know that I'm going to be doing your request. She wanted to know a technique. How do I want to do that? Regarding, I'm just going to go like this. Am I in camera or am I too far down?
You are. You're right in the center.
Okay. This is what takes the time with this, but it will be worth it, trust me. My whole problem is that I'm trying to do this while I have a camera in my head. It's almost done. Okay, where am I left here? Here. And I'll do this. Okay, let me move that out of the way. And what I'm left with is this corner piece. Now, I could have cut that off, but I kind of decided I liked it. Now, this looks different than the original one that I made even, so I'm kind of pleased with that too. Isn't that pretty? How pretty?
Very pretty.
Thank you. So let's bring out, this is that silicone mat, and I love this thing. I use it all the time, but my favorite use between my glue gun, because nothing sticks to it. You just clean it off, nothing sticks to it. Or my technique that I've kind of talked to you guys about with using a little bit of this green, lovely green gold, and using it to take my sponge and then sponge on this. Now here's the trick with this whole thing, is you don't want to move this once you get it on. And what's nice about the silicone mat is this is very sticky, so it is going to pick it up, but the silicone mat really kind of holds it too. You don't need much because, like I said, this is a sticky glue and it will hold it down. I need a little bit more glue. When it comes back up, at least it's coming right back down into the same spot because you don't want to get the goobers on the front. And then when this dries, you literally can roll it right off with your fingers. So I want to definitely do these edges. Oh no, after I just said don't move it, and then I moved it. It's because it's stuck there. And one right in this corner. Okay, so you see how it's kind of all over the mat from where it went through here? Now let's take this. Because that green glue is so sticky, you kind of got to do it right the first time because you're doing such a little amount. Get it on and get it down. So pretty. Okay, now for these little edges that are hanging over that I couldn't judge when I was cutting the paper. So it's kind of tedious, but it's kind of relaxing. I'll be honest. I like using this. And I got this for free, you guys. I didn't pay 1 cent for that. Now, we still have it, and if you need some of this and you like it and want to use it, you'll have to pay a red cent, but I didn't have to. All right, there we go. That in itself could be anything. Quite honestly, if this was a bright color back here, you could do a happy birthday, whatever. But I'm going to do a sympathy because I thought it had kind of a somber feel to it. And I'm going to put a couple of glue dots here. And I want to decide where I like it. Ooh, I like that. And I see my other one, I didn't, boy, I like that. Let me take this. I'm going to change the leaf over because this leaf and this leaf are the same, so I think I'm going to just turn it around and make it a little different, like that. Let's see, what do I think here? Yep, that adds a little color. So let's take this and add it in. I did my dots a little more to the middle just to have a little area to put my leaves into without having them right on the edge. And I'm gonna glue them down here together, and I'm gonna use 2 dots to make sure I get them glued on, and then I can kind of fool around with it a little and see where I like it. And I don't think that's too bad. And then I want to, yes, come to my embellishment box here, and the blossom elements. I love these things, they're so pretty. Ooh, I think that's very nice. It's sad that we need these cards. It really is, but I have needed quite a few recently. Maybe I like it better over there. I think I do. So having a few made up is kind of nice to have it done ahead of time. But so this is just one idea. And like I said, you can do a happy birthday. You can do anything, thinking of you card. This could be a wedding card. I could see this done differently, and this could be a wedding card. Are there any questions on this?
No.
No?
They love it.
They do?
Beautiful.
Okay, so let me pull this.
Now, one thing is, if they do join your team, they get to buy with a discount, right?
Yes, if you do. You get to, joining the Pearls will give you a discount because you would become your own Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and Stampin' Up! Offers a discount to us. So, yes. I do want to show something else. So this was the Very Vanilla. Now, I made this card, and I used, this was one of those sheets that I cut out, and this one is just a birthday card. Like I said, I used a brighter color. I just put black behind it, and I did, of course, I love Bermuda Bay black and white together, and so I just wanted to show you another. What is this punch, Bill?
Huh?
Look on the camera. What's that? What's the punch that I have there? The Bermuda Bay punch, this one. Look at me. This one.
Oh, is that the Starburst?
Say it loud.
It's the Starburst.
Okay, okay. So this is the white, this is the Very Vanilla, and this just gives you another idea of how easy it is to let this paper. I always talk to you about using DSP and stuff, so this one is just another way of showing you. Okay, we're going to go on to our next card, and I want to show you the original because the original looks even different because I cut a bigger chunk, you see. So, two different looks. Very nice. So, we'll go on to the next one. I just want to do a quick little cleanup here. Okay.
Well, while you're doing that, you know.
What?
Remember, this month there's a new host code.
That's right. I did get a new host code this month, CBQDXM33. Okay, on this one, I'm going to be using a different stamp set. I'm going to be using the Better Together for the With Sympathy. And I don't want to get glue on everything, so I better move that until it dries. We're going to be using a brayer. We may or may not be using some ribbon. I'll have you guys determine that. But this one is Karen Jones. Are you on here? Are you watching?
She is.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
She had asked me to teach this technique, and so that's what I'm planning on doing, is teaching. So let me get the card stuff out. I'm going to use, since we're doing sympathy cards, I'm kind of doing somber colors. And what did I do with that? I'm going to be using the lovely floral dynamic embossing folder for this. Mint Macaron is my color choice. A brayer, and I think this is, I think this is an old Stampin' Up! Brayer. We don't sell them anymore, but I know that you can get them like at your craft stores, your local craft stores. So I again started with a card base, and we're going to go landscape this time. And I cut a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 in the same color. On your embossing folder, you have a raised side, and then you have the embedded side. Is that the word? I don't know what the word is. You have two sides here. Now, I want to get a piece of scrap paper. Celebrations, you're over. That's why you went into my scrap pile. So we're going to put that underneath of us. There are a couple different ways that you can ink this up, and I'm going to show you. You can do this. You can just, so you want the like, not the raised side, but the other side. What is the word for that, Bill?
I don't know.
I don't either. But the side where it goes down and it's not raised up. You want to take your ink pad and you want to go over the image. Can they see that?
I don't know.
So that the, oh, when you catch up, let me know. So that the, Bobby Joe! Hi! I just looked up
Yeah.
That's a high school friend. So, sorry, you distracted me for a minute. You want to...
The indented side.
Yeah, ink it up. Gosh, I got distracted. Okay, you can do this and you can run it through. I do want you to notice that when you do,
Both sides.
the ink pad will leave little marks. So this is where the brayer comes in. You can do it, and I'm going to show you a card completed with that. But you take the brayer and you can just run it through and on the ink pad. I will say you can go back and forth like this, but when you're getting ready to use it and stuff, you do want to just have it go in the one direction. That way you get less lines in here. Then you can run it in on here. And so those lines kind of are removed. You're still going to have some. I mean, it's a imperfect thing. I will say with this one, to get the middle of the flower to show, you do have to kind of go in and press. But I want to rub out those lines that I just made. Thanks, Bobby Joe. Making me screw up on live. I was just surprised to see her.
Okay.
Okay. So once you get that on there, like so, you're going to put your paper in. There's two ways of doing this. Sometimes I like to actually put it on this side so I can look and see if I've got it centered, which is what I'm going to do. And then it moved. Okay, there we go. I'm going to move this aside because I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. So because this is a dynamic embossing folder, I'm going to use just the Big Shot platform and only one acrylic plate, and I'm going to run it through. And I want to make sure that that ink really transfers on that paper, so I'm running it through. This is the third time, and I'll go one more time. Hi, Sharon. Sharon's from Scotland. I love that. I love a Scottish accent. I love any accent, actually. But I'm also part Celt, so. All right, so when you flip it out, you now have the light paper with the ink on it. Let me know if they can see that.
So far, so good.
You see it?
I don't, we're just watching you push it through the machine right now.
Oh, okay. Now, this actually rinses off very well if you run it under the sink. For time's sake, right here, and I have a tendency to get ink everywhere, I'm just going to quickly rub it on my Tell me when you're caught up with me.
Yep, we're there.
Okay. So now, the this was the same color ink on the same color paper. I like that about that. I'm going to go landscape with this card. I think I'm going to go this way. So, did Karen have any comments about this? Because she...
Oh, yeah, she's watching.
Okay. So, Karen, this is one where you get inky fingers. I've actually been doing a lot of cards today, so I got a lot of inky fingers. So now when you lay it on that background, you get that light showing on the edge of the cardstock. So color on color. That's important because I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. Now, what did I do? This is an 1 by 2 1/4 piece of Whisper White, and I've got the With Sympathy from the Better Together stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. I love this. In fact, the cards that I'm going to show you that I made with this embossing folder, after I get done with this card, are all used from this stamp set. So it's one of my favorites, especially if you're first starting out stamping, because it has so many different greetings on it. I'm going to take my scrap piece of paper and just make sure that I've got this on my block kind of even. Trying to line that up with the grid paper. Yes, I do. I love the font of this Sympathy too, even though it's different than the last one. It's a little more whimsical. Any questions or anything, Bill?
No. Karen says her mouth is hanging open with awe.
This is just one way to do it. I hope I got that centered. That's so different stamping on camera and live. Not too bad than when I'm doing it for myself. Okay. So now I want to get a couple of dimensionals to put on the back. And let's determine where we want this. Okay. I want them, while I'm going to do the next step, I want them to tell me if they like it better up top or down low. So here's down low, and here's up top. And while you're waiting for the consensus on that, I'm going to go on to the next step. So everything is so much prettier with the Wink of Stella. So it's a little brush that has some glitter in it. And I'm using a clear Wink of Stella, and while you guys are telling him if you want me to put it up or down, I'm going to go in here.
Down low.
Down low. That's where I had it originally, but I don't know. Sometimes things look different to you at different times.
Got one top, but most of them are low.
Okay. So the lows win. So I'm going to go inside of my petals here, and I want to show you up close. Can you see the difference? That little bit of glimmer on there. So we're going to color these in. And then I think, since we're going to go down low with it, I'm going to go ahead and color these little petals in here. Don't worry about being perfect. Doesn't take too long for that to dry. So we'll go down. You like it? It's my own design too. Okay, so there we go. Then we also sell the tinted faceted buttons, and I just think that these green ones, even though they're more of a from the Brights family, when you put it with that mint macaron, it matches quite beautifully. So, and then I'm going to give you guys one more choice. So I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot to stick that on. Okay. So now I had this and I didn't know what I thought of it, but this was the Tea Room Combo Pack ribbon, and they have the mint macaron ribbon on here, and it has like this little bit of bronze. And so I thought, if I made a little bitty bow, now you guys are going to have to tell me if you think, does it look like too much or is it okay in the middle? can't tell. I go back and forth. Some minutes I like it, and some minutes I think, it's too much.
They love it.
They like it? Well, heck, if they like it, we'll do it. So let me put that away, and I'll get another glue dot. I just think glue dots are the way to go. I'm going to roll this up just a little bit with my nail because okay, so there's the next sympathy card. Now, I do want to show you something. From the same stamp set, this Better Together stamp set, they've got all of these different messages on here, which is great for beginner stamp set because there's a few images and stuff too. I love that happy birthday. But I want to show you a couple of things. So let's move this out of the way so it's not as distracting. Okay, I used that to make a bright happy birthday. So this is the Gorgeous Grape, and I use the Highland Heather. That's what I got for the paper on the Gorgeous Grape cardstock. So that I've got, and I use the Gorgeous Grape ink. So let me go that again. Started off with Gorgeous Grape cardstock. I used a piece of Highland Heather so that I would get the lighter, but I instead of inking it in Highland Heather, I inked it into the Gorgeous Grape. It doesn't have as much of a dark effect on the edges, but it's pretty cute. I mean, I'd like a birthday card like that. Okay, that was one. Then here's another one. So that same stamp set has Here's to a Great Wedding and an Even Better Life Together. And I think that's awesome. So what I did on this one, I moved it down. I did add a little silver twine, but this one, I do want you to see the difference. So this is the Coastal Cabana card base, and then I used the Bermuda Bay ink on it so that I got the difference between the light and the dark. But I did this one, instead of using the Bermuda Bay in the background, I liked this where it had the lighter showing through, because I think it made it look a little bit more finished, maybe polished. I like the light and the dark contrast. And then I added a little pearl in the middle for the flower, and I added some silver thread. I don't know if that shows up there, but here is something different. Now this one I inked directly onto, I didn't use the brayer. And so the reason why I'm telling you that is because I want you to see that that has quite a different texture to it. I mean, the pops and the bubbles from the ink. So, any questions from any of them?
No, they're loving them, the different colors.
Yeah, so you can take one card. I've got a wedding, a sympathy, and a birthday, you know, with one stamp set and one embossing folder. And I've just kind of changed the angles. This one goes up, this one goes down, this one's to the side. Just a lot of good, good differences there. So, okay, so now that's two cards. And so where are we on time? Oh, I can get the last one in. We'll do another one. It's a quickie. So we've got all these pretty ones for women, really. I mean, what about the men? What about the masculine cards? So I decided I would try another one. And this is kind of a quickie. You know, you don't have all the bows and the flowers and the doodads on a man's card. Do you, Bill?
No doodads, no.
Bill likes sawdust.
All that. Man glitter.
Man glitter is what he calls it. He goes out to his workshop and he comes back in with sawdust on him. He says, man glitter. In your beard. By the way, when are you going to do another Bill's Basic? Going to have to be after I get back from on stage, I think.
Probably.
Okay. So I've started off making the card base, and this is our gray granite. I love our gray granite. Beautiful. I've got Night of Navy, and I've got our wood grain. This wood grain is great for man cards. There's different colors in the wood grain pack. So there's some that's paneling, there's some that's got knotty wood, and when I mean knotty, like it's got knots in it. I want to make sure that people know that. So, I didn't know if that sounded like naughty. So I'm going to go back to, you knew what I meant. I'm going to go back to this painted glass. One, because I think that this is a little bit stronger sympathy, and so I want to do that, but also because I wanted to use this image, and we're going to use Versamark because we're going to do a watermark. So let me start by inking this up. Versamark is great for, it says a watermark stamp pad. So it's not like color on color where you've seen me stamp that before. This is, I don't know, it can be like a glue for embossing too. So I'm just going to start off and I'm just going to randomly stamp this, and I will, once I'm done, I don't want to do too close. I will put this up to the camera so you can see it. This is pretty colored in too, this stamp, because this image is using a marker or something. You can make it look like a stained glass window. It has a set of framelits that go with it that you can, let's do one here too. Okay, that was easy enough. I always store them upside down because they the ink will stay up to the top of the pad. So let me just stand up here and let's see if you can see that. Can you guys see that? Okay. Okay. So it just gives a very light background on this neutral. Now I picked, this is 5.5 by 2-inch piece of the wood grain DSP. And so I have in Night of Navy, I have a 5.5 by 2¼ piece of DSP. So I'm going to move that aside and we're going to glue this down. And the paper looks the same on both sides, but I liked the more interesting looking, so I always check on which side. It's two-sided paper, and I always go for the one that I think looks the most interesting. So, okay. And I'm just going to glue that into the center so that there is a thin blue line going. Oh, I forgot to cut this off. Well, let me get it even and then I'll cut it off. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to glue that down to our card base. And I think I want this knot up at the top here. That green glue just gives me a little bit of time to center it, and I like that. I kind of like that this is kind of off center and not just so even. I'm going to use the Night of Navy ink pad, and I'm going to go back with that Sympathy that we used at the beginning. I normally do usually black for sentiments, but because Night of Navy is such a dark color, I think it works perfectly for this. I think I've just stamped that too close to the edge. We'll see. We will see. Maybe not. So I'm going to use the tailored tag punch because I feel like it's a manly, it's not a flower, it's not a circle, it's kind of a manly looking. And the With Sympathy, center the edges and cut that out. And then I've got a scrap of Night of Navy that I'm just going to punch a coordinating one out of the tailored tag. Okay. So I just want to cut this in half. I could have probably done a better job at that. And then I'm going to glue this down to make kind of a little edge of navy. On this side. Is Tater on here?
I haven't seen her.
Him, you mean? Did you say her?
Did you ask Tater?
Tater.
I haven't seen him.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, let's get some more dimensionals. And pop this up. Any questions or anything, Bill?
No, they'd love it.
Yeah. Guys cards, for some reason we struggle with them, but they're actually easier to make because there's not all the embellishments and that type of stuff. So I want this off center again. It's just what I prefer. So I have it middle off center again so that this isn't lined up or anything. There you go. So that's our third card. So let me pull all this stuff back out here so we can see. So here was our sympathy card, and then here's the matching cards. Here was my original sympathy here, and then what we made again tonight here. And then just showing that you can use the Whisper White. The opposite side would have been the Very Vanilla. These actually fit perfectly with our, they were designed for, let me pull it out here because I'm almost out of them, our delightfully detailed note cards. So they'll fit perfectly on this and have that colors coming through it. And that can be found in, both of those can be found in the annual catalog. Actually, everything that I used, I think, is all in the annual catalog this time. Yep, everything that I used is in the, I had to like do a quick look. So there's a lot of sympathy cards and, of course, a couple other cards just showing you how versatile they are. So let's go back. Anything more that we need to add or any questions, anybody?
No. Tater had to go get a car battery.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I guess, remember the Piccadilly Perks? I went over, you've got until the 10th to order for Paper Pumpkin if you want Paper Pumpkin. My team is growing. Oh, the Stampin' storage. I'm hoping to get this by Friday, so I will probably post pictures how I get it set up, because I'm probably going to have it set up right here, and then maybe I can even show you on live. And then Piccadilly Pearls, which is awesome. It's my team, and I've got 3 of my pearls going to On Stage next weekend. So excited. So guess what time it is?
Time for drawing.
It's time for a drawing. How do you get into my drawing?
You gotta share the video.
I gotta
You
what?
don't share, you don't win.
That's right. So share my video to your wall to be entered into a chance to win for weekly drawing and prizes. Again, this is USA only. Okay, so how many do you want to do tonight?
Let's Let's just do 2 and let's do product this time.
Product? Ooh, I gotta scramble. Hold on. Let's see. What do I have? Okay. Oh, I know what would be good. Okay. So, you guys, thank you so much for sharing my video. That gets my name out there. I am going to, look at, we had a few shares last week, so.
Just a few.
Just a few. Okay, you ready? Wait. I gotta mix them.
Okay, number 1, Karen Jones.
Karen? Awesome. Let me see. Karen Jones. Okay, guess what, Miss Karen? You have won some of this awesome manly paper. So this has all those different wood grains that I was talking about for you to make on your cards. So now you can make man cards with them. And a, what is this? This is a crumb cake Stampin' Right marker. Awesome. So, you ready for the next one, honey?
Sure.
Okay, let me make sure Karen's gets in there. Okay, let me shake it up. Shake it up. Dig deep in there.
Getting in there. Sherry turn.
Oh, Sherry! Yay! Sherry's my brand new downline to my team, so
She's
awesome. So she's a Piccadilly Pearl, and you won. Oh, this is the Subtles pack of paper. It's got different colors of paper. I love this. I have a lot of this. I like the subtles and the brights probably the best. And what else do we have here? Oh, we've got a ribbon roll. So Sherry, I will get those out to the mail to you. Give me that. Oh, here it is. I want to make sure that it gets to you. So you guys, remember that every Wednesday night I am here at 7 p.m. me and Bill. Maybe I can get Bill to do some training sometime soon, or at least get a Bill's Basic in. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so these things are you can purchase through my online store. Just click the blue Shop Now button at the top of my Facebook page, and that will take you to my store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I do have an auto message. If you have questions for me, you can send me a message, and if I'm asleep, away, or in bed, or whatever, I will get to it as soon as possible. And remember that you can like me on YouTube, on Pinterest. Just look up Piccadilly Stampin'. All right, everybody, have a great evening, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.